Hi, in this quick video I'm going to be showing you how to upgrade the cards on the TDA, TDE and NCP series phone systems. I'm going to be assuming you already know how to initiate the system connection via the maintenance console, and also don't forget to take a backup of the phone system as well. So smash that like button and let's get started. Alright, so I'm in the process of connecting to the phone system now. Anytime it should pop up. There you go. Almost there. I'm connecting to the phone system via an ISDN modem, so that's why it's taking a bit long. Just enlarge that. Yep. So the first thing we should do is check the firmware status of each card. So we go to slot and then summary up the top there. So as you can see, the DLC 16 and the DHLC 8 cards are both set to 7, so we're going to upgrade them to 8. We're not going to worry about upgrading the CPU at the moment because I am doing this remotely. I don't like to do firmware upgrades on the CPU remotely. So the first thing we do is go to Utility and then click on File Transfer PC to PBX, because we're going to transfer the new firmware from our PC to the PBX. So assuming you already have the firmware files for the card, you just browse to it and click and hit open. In this case I have just freshly downloaded it from the Panasonic website, so they are all compressed and I need to look for the ip-pbx. So the P in front of the file means that they're firmware files. We want to upgrade the digital card, so we need the ip-pbx file. There's no DLC file. The ip-pbx file covers both digital cards, the DLC 16 cards, or the 8s, and the DHLC 8 cards. So just so you know, same file for both. So you uncompress it and then hit upload or hit open, and then it gives you a little warning to let you know that it's going to delete the old firmware file so you can make space on the SD card. It's deleting the old file at the moment, and then it'll start the upload of the new file. Now you just got to be patient here, guys. It does take a long time to upload that file, so it's probably a great time to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm. Really helps me out. Alright, now that you smashed that like button for me, thank you very much. I'm just going to give it a little fast forward. If you are following along while you're watching this on your system, you might want to pause the video at the moment until the file loads. Alright, so now the file's ready to go, so click OK. So the next place I go to is slot, and I put the cards that I want to upgrade in out of service mode. So just be aware that if you put them in out of service mode, that means any extensions that are connected to that card are completely off and unusable. So just be aware. And the second card, oh, that's still on the first card, second card. Yep, so the reason you put them out of service is because the system won't upgrade the cards unless they're out of service. So that's the reason for going into here first. And the next step is Utility, and then go to SD card, File View and Load. So these are all the files on the SD card. You got to look for the one that you just uploaded. So the ip-pbx file. So you look for the one that starts with P because that's the firmware file. And of course, looking for the time and date stamp on the file is also helpful. So once you've decided that's it, you hit detail at the top, and then another window will pop up. So on the left hand side you got the SD file, and on the right hand side you got all the cards that you've set out of service ready to be uploaded or upgraded, sorry. Because I have more than one card that will use the same firmware file, I usually hit the all button so you can upload or upgrade both of them. Sorry, I keep saying upload. Upgrade both of them at the same time. I hit the all key, but it's a good idea to go into each of the cards and click the view button at the top, and that'll show you what the current firmware is compared to the firmware on the SD card, just to confirm that it is a older firmware and you're going to be upgrading it, because it's good to see the difference afterwards. Now just go over to all. And unfortunately, while you're in all, you can't hit the view key and it won't show you both of the cards, which is a shame. So now you click the load button, Now this is another procedure that takes a long time to do, so I will be fast forwarding this as well, but just keep in mind, you've got to be patient. It does take a long time, especially if you're doing more than one card at the same time, so just keep that in mind. Sorry guys, after all that work fast forwarding and making that arrow blink, I realized I should have just cut the video to the end rather than waiting and waiting. Sorry about that. Alright, but we're at the end now. That took about 5 minutes to do, maybe 5 or 6 minutes. So you'll get a completed message, so that means it was successful. So you get out of that. You can go into each card and click on view again, just to confirm it has updated to the latest version. And it does match the file on the SD card. So you just go to both cards just to confirm before you get out. Once you've confirmed, you click on cancel, then cancel again and go to slot. And we'll put the cards back in service. INS. So hover over the cards, INS, and that takes about 10 seconds, I'd say. Not that we're counting. Okay, maybe more than 10 seconds. Whoa, that took a while. Okay, so that's green, that's good. Hover over the next one, and INS, in service. Alright, so that's done. They're all both green and working. At this stage I would go to your handsets and just make sure they're on and working and functioning normally. Click on the summary button and you can see all the firmware, and you can confirm that the card is version 8 now. So get out of all that and click on the SD memory backup button there. So after you do any sort of programming, I always just click on that file just in case there's a power outage and I lose everything, even though we just upgraded the firmware. It's just a habit I got. So once we've upgraded the firmware, any sort of firmware on any card, I always like to give the system a refresh. So if you go to utility, system reset, and reset by command, and just hit the SD backup again. I know we've done it already, I forgot it does it here too. So once it does its SD card backup again, it'll bring up another window asking you what file it should boot up with. Make sure it's ticked with the keep present file. If you accidentally tick the other one, who knows what kind of data you will lose. Then click OK, and then it'll ask you, are you sure? Click OK, and it'll say, are you very sure? And click OK. Alright, and there goes the system. So the system's rebooting now, everything's off, or should be off. And it should take about 3 minutes to come back up, I'd say. 3 to 4 minutes. Hopefully you end up checking out my other videos on my channel and end up subscribing. Thank you for watching, and take care.